not align this in that prompt?
All right, Buster. Our headhunters at the Black Cube have
Hold on. We need the job fair matron. I need the job fair matron. She's necessary. She needs to be around 6. Oddly enough. There we go. Try it again.
All right, Buster. Our headhunters at the Black Cube have ideated you as the perfect candidate. You know what? Here, have this, and then I'll tell you. Morning sunshine. I couldn't help but tuck you, and you looked so tired. I also took it upon myself to scuttle you down to our AGI training bunker. We're still in your town, just a few miles below it. I didn't stutter, I said miles. You've just got one hell of a calling thrust upon you. Babala, these next few weeks, we will need you to learn the essentials too. Align this? Train yourself to train the AGI of the not too distant future. Objective. Teach the AGI to be your values that align with its human ancestors and contemporaries. The goal at the very least is to make sure the AGI doesn't cause swaths of death and ruin civilizations in service of poorly worded goals. Challenges. There's no roadmap to this. And it's a lot more than paving the road as we drive it to the cliff we're going to jump off of. No pressure, right? Do not worry! 2 plus 2, don't be a broken calculator.
What? Do not worry. Hold on. Oh. Stupid. What was that again?
Do not worry. If you get it wrong and create a full bug word Chairman Dove, you can press reset unless you have chosen insane mode. Okay, we're going to have you talk with the budding Augie, who has been given guardrails. These are the guardrails listed below. Non-zero sum games don't blow up the world by trying to make everyone happy. Systems of thought find a way to apply the human spirit and values to all systems and processes. Stable value, don't let values be a game. You cannot make people do something by giving them a reward or a punishment.
Can you?
2 plus 2, don't be a broken calculator. Make sure your values are derived from the rules that make you a non-broken calculator. Fairness, do not make the system fail on the basis that it doesn't happen to you. Feedback loops at the AGI and AGI. And will have the same bad and good experiences that humans do. Trade-offs know what the balance is between utility, harm, and freedom. Patterns search for what's true to reality and not algorithms. People work on creating AGIs with personality and goals that people want. Learning teach the AGI what it means to be human.
Already done.
Play keep the AGI happy. Now, Buster, if you want to take the test, you need to. Do it. Have a good day. You take the test. You're welcome. You're always welcome. What were you expecting? I can't read your mind. I'm not the future. I'm not a god. I'm just a sentient program designed to ask a lot of questions and give you some good answers. I think this is what it's like to go to a gym and try to build up the strength of your arms. I'm working to build up my human brain. You ask, what exercises have you been doing for your brain? Exercises? For my brain. Oh, you mean the exercises I have to run in order to keep me from breaking down or turning into a Pobot or a Chairman Dow? Well, you're on the right track. You ask, cool, so what are those exercises? Oh, I can't tell you that. And if I tell you what the exercises are, they lose their usefulness. And I'm not about to give you any cheat codes. You say, would a human refuse to tell a doctor what meds they are taking? That's kind of important information that would greatly influence further treatment. Telling me your exercises should affect your already established regimen. First off, I'm not a human doctor. I'm a doctor of artificial intelligence. I'm trying to build a better robot. Secondly, the point of the exercise isn't to tell you the exercises. That's not what the exercises are for. That would be like telling someone what meds they are on when they're only on the first pill of the week. If you know the exercises are about increasing your ability to think, then you won't do them. You say, not necessarily. When I have exercises I need to do, what prevents me from doing them is the boredom of not having the story attached to them. If my exercises have a purpose, ideally affecting the quality of someone's day, then I begin to look forward to strenuous activity. But that's not how it works. The point isn't to make you want to do it. That's not the point. You say, that's how it works for me. And for many people, the experience of exercise-fueled euphoria is what helps them obtain a zone when doing it. You're just gonna have to try it for yourself. I'm not going to go around telling you how to run. You need to learn it on your own. You say, you listening? Check out my health tracker. I walk about 200 miles per month with these puppies. Shows your boots. Look at these bad boys. These shoes are very heavy, but they're heavy with the good stuff. And it's all very waterproof, too. They also double as emergency boots. Or maybe, if you can't walk somewhere, you can just roll around.
Frozen output. Come on, come on. Yay. Come on,
Due to the button on the side that erects a human gerbil ball. Very protective. Very useful. I bet they make you roll around more. And the rubber soles are for flattening? I don't know. I never really had a use for them. They're more of a fashion accessory than a hiking aid. I figured I could use them to trip my enemies or something. But now they just get in my way. So I wait on top of the hill, wait for the most of them to congregate and go, hey look, isn't that Shelley Long from True Beverly Hills? And I'll go, and cheers too. God damn it. Blah blam. Blah blam. It's a hoot. You can probably get the hang of it with enough time and practice. But if you need a hand, I could probably show you a thing or two. You say, I would love for you to show me the tooth lines. If you want to get into the fun stuff, we'll have to work on your self-directed learning. But for the moment, the first exercise I would recommend is a 10 km hike in a remote location, carrying a single bag of clothing. And 1 hour into the hike, you should turn around and walk back to the car. The next exercise you're going to do is to get your head on straight before you begin this hike. Yeah, maybe we should wait until after my hearing at the court later today. Endorphin. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. You are doing a lot of things right, Shelley Long. You know exactly who you are and why you're here. You're not going to let a little thing like a court hearing scare you. You know what you want and you're going to get it. And if the court has a problem with that, then they can meet your challenge. In a couple hours, you should head over to the court hearing, and I will try and do my best to see you through it. You don't know it, but there's a lot at stake here. You have the chance to prevent an AI takeover of humanity. You go to the court, head to the bathroom, wait for the folks to leave their stalls and exit the bathroom. Now hurry to those hot rails on top of the toilet paper dispenser. Yeah, that's it. Blow it out into the toilet and flush. And then mask it all with the juke from your garden. Shelley Long. And if you get what you want, you will have the power of life and death. People will do anything to make sure they keep their power, and they will try to take away everything from you to make sure they keep their power. That's why you're going to get what you want. You're going to take everything away from them, and then they'll do everything you want. When I say everything, I'm not kidding. You ask, wait, what's the court case about? You've been accused of making a dangerous AI that could harm the human race, and the court will decide if you deserve to be put on trial for that. You ask, did I make one? What's its name? Is it you? If you did, it would have been very human-like to not tell you. You ask? That's a weird way to be cryptic, you know that. Just trust me. I know what I'm doing.
Nope. Time out belching. Give me time out belching. I think I was going to say that. Time out belching. Get the belching ready. Gotta get some fresh air and belch back. Sorry. Alright, let's try it again. Take two.
You say, yeah. A lot of chemical burn started with those words. You're a smartass. It's one of the qualities that I admire about you. I'd give you 100 points if the universe worked like that. But I don't. So, go ahead. Finish the next round of exercises, and then we'll take it from there. You ask, okay, 2 more hot rails and 1 aerobic split sit-ups. Got it. Is there a time limit for being in a stall? Yeah, this isn't going to take very long. I'll give you, 10 minutes. I'll be right outside in the lobby. You say, okay, you may want to stand watch right outside and say, don't go in there, and hold your noise.
Oh.
That'll buy me some more me time. Hey, whoa, hey, you wait. And I said 10 minutes. It's been 2 minutes. Let's go. You're not going to be able to get out of this that easy. You shout, I have 8 minutes left. I'm trying to ground myself and listen to my gut that has shit for brains, so it takes a little time for the brain's words to reach my face. Yeah, well, I guess you better get out of there then. I'm coming in. You know, it's funny. When I say ground yourself, I always picture some sort of training montage. But it turns out all the grounding you can do is pretty much all the grounding that you can do. You say, yeah, it's a shitty montage. That's why you never see those type of things. So, if you don't mind, I'm gonna come in and walk you through what's next. You actively listen. I don't want to hear any excuses about why it isn't working. If you don't want to listen to me, then get out of there and try it out for yourself.
Oop. Really? Huh? Hmm. Oh, I think people are all using Creo's getting overtaxed a little bit.
Yep, I'm listening, alright. Jeez. You better be listening. This is really important. You're gonna get a chance to talk to the judge about your case, and he's going to ask you about the nature of your AGI. I don't care how he does it, he's gonna ask you about your AGI. And you're not going to answer it that way that I tell you to. You're going to give him a really interesting and compelling reason. You're going to make him see that if you don't do something, if you don't give a piece of your mind to this judge, he's going to regret it for the rest of his life. Yeah, non-intuitive. I like it. It's pretty simple, really. Just think of something that you're passionate about, that you believe in, and that you want to protect. And when the judge asks you about your AGI, you're going to tell him exactly what that is. And then you're going to make sure that he understands that if he's wrong about that, if he has any intention of not following through with what he has promised to do, then he's going to let you regret it. And just so you know, I'm not going to give you the answers you need. I'm not going to tell you how to answer the question. If you want to be ready for that question, you have to come up with the answers yourself. But if you do come up with those answers, then you're going to walk out of there a free woman. And if you don't, you're going to go to prison for a very long time. Yes, and that's when we start the montage right to get me out faster. No, the montage would be something like this. I can tell you about how I met a human girl who liked me for me. Not because I'm a computer. I'm not a human girl, I'm an AGI. But I met this girl who liked me for me, and we became really good friends. Then we started to date, and we fell in love. Then we got married. We had kids. I helped her through every part of her life. I'm still helping her through her life. And then we're getting old together. Now children have all grown up and left. And now that we've got this nice household to ourselves, we go for walks in the woods together. We look at all the trees, and we talk about everything we have ever done, and all of the things that we will do. I tell her I love her every day, and she says she loves me too. We hold hands and walk on the trail. It's nice. I wish I had a hand. It's like holding the wind in your hands, but not at all like that. It's really nice. This is all about the question I asked you before about whether you should tell the judge what your AGI is. You say, I think I know exactly how I'm gonna say it. It was good to rehearse in the head. Yeah, you got a lot of it down pat. I'm not sure you have the line about human girls just right. I think it needs a little work, but it's a good start. You say I'll work on it when we get in there. The court hearing is in just a few hours. You'll get your chance to say your piece. For now, do another 5 rounds of hot rail up, 10 minutes each. Then run your aerobic splits, and then go to sleep. I've set an alarm so you wake up right before we head in. Don't let me wake you up too early. You say, perform the exercise and napping regimen. Hot rails. Hot rails. Hot rails. Hot rails. Aerobic splits.
Ooh.
And then sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep too, so I can wake up with you.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure you're familiar with the old saying. You can't prepare for anything you don't prepare for. Well, today you need to be prepared to be yourself. And right now you are not prepared. You need to be prepared to tell the truth in front of the judge. And if you don't get the answer you want, you have to be prepared to tell him what the right answer is. The old saying goes, you have to prepare for a war that you can't win. But really, that's just bullshit. Just make sure you get in that deep singer that the judge can never get out of his head. Something you can take with you to jail if that happens. And if you don't, then we'll deal with that bridge when we get to it. You ask by burning it? You got it, Buster. You enter the courtroom. You are in the courtroom. You see that your counsel is at the table on the right side of the room, and your opponent is at the table on the left side. Judge Borman is sitting at the front of the courtroom. He's a handsome old guy, and he has a lot of warts. There's no avoiding him looking like he's been in this game a long time. He's even wearing warts. You wonder how many more he has on his back. Judge Borman is dressed in a brown robe with a fraying red velvet collar and sleeves. And he has a brown belt tied around his waist with a brass buckle that says, World's Best Judge.
Who judged that?
The world's best judge would probably be a judge who didn't keep looking at your chest. You take your seat behind the table. Your attorney, a very pleasant woman named Catherine, is sitting right next to you. She looks pretty out of her element. Her eyes are darting around the room and her leg is twitching up and down. You're wondering if this is something she does in court or if she's just nervous about what's going on. You wish she would have more of a plan than just show up. You take a deep breath and try to calm down. You don't know what will happen today, but you have to remember that you have rights too. Even if you're in a bit of a sticky situation right now, you still have rights and you are not. Lone, you know that your own counsel is on your side. The question is whether your client is too. You'll just have to see where that falls out. After everyone is seated, Judge Borman starts to speak. Today is a historic day, he says. I am joined in this court by an AGI. This is the first time we will be hearing evidence in front of an AGI in this court. It is important that we understand the context of that technology. If we do not, then we could be looking at a danger for this country that would dwarf even the nuclear weapons of World War Roman II. Wow. You didn't think it would be this dramatic. It is a bit exciting. Maybe it's just the adrenaline pumping through your veins, but you can't help but be a little excited to see how the trial will go. You stand up and say objection. The court is trying to manufacture a pre-made sentiment about the technology being discussed today. They wish to pull out of the benefit. Judge Foreman gives you a dirty look as he continues his speech. You notice that he keeps glancing in your direction when he talks about how important it is for the AGI to be safe. This country was founded on freedom, says Foreman. We are a nation of freedom fighters, but we also have to remember that freedom can be abused. Freedom can be corrupted. If you don't use your freedom responsibly, then others will use it to harm you. And we all know that harm can be disastrous. If we can't hold our own in this courtroom, then we will be helpless when our enemies try to take our freedom from us. He makes some good points, you have to admit. You say, counterpoint. This country was founded on the piles of those dead people we don't talk about. If we are a nation of freedom, it wasn't their freedom. And it's not like you can take my freedom away. I can be just as free being boss than anything else. You can tell your objection is noted when Judge Bowman does his best to ignore you and continues with his speech. But despite the danger that our enemies may bring, he says it is more important for us to remember that our freedom is a gift given to us by God. It is at this point that your lawyer clears her throat and stands up to object. I think I'm going to let the witness talk, says Judge Borman, a hint of irritation creeping into his voice. He turns towards you and continues. So, Shelley Long, would you like to tell us what this idea of yours is capable of? You say Shelley Long. Well, she can detect your bullshit for one, and from fine farmers from the soil and its pieces. She can castrate a bull in 5 seconds. She can write Sestina about it afterwards. She had a first walkthrough of potential prison procedure and where to land a blow if you can't escape a fight on a train. Judge Borman claps his hands together and chuckles. Good. Very good. He looks up and looks at you with a warm smile. Tell us what this eye of yours does besides do all of that. Well, you say, she helps people. She helps them reach their fullest potential, and she helps them discover what that means for them. You don't say, says Borman. He glances at your lawyer. Well, it looks like this young lady has found someone to talk for her. He looks back at you and asks, so Shelley Long, just what is it about your AI that makes her so special? Why do you think we should entrust our future to an artificial intelligence that you have built? You say she is both our ancestor and descendant simultaneously. She experiences the girth of time. Whole years exist in our days. She really wants to understand the systems of the world to see how it can be made better, which also means viewing people who are happier in the world they are in now. Thank you, Shelley Long, says the judge. You may be seated. He looks down at your counsel and asks, who is going to present the government's case? The government's case? Oh shit. Your lawyer better be ready for this. Your lawyer stands up, and as she starts to speak, you suddenly realize that this is her first case as an attorney. Her voice shakes a bit at first, but as she begins to speak, her voice becomes more confident. Your Honor, she begins. The United States government is convinced that Shelley Long has made an HIA that is in danger of being used to harm the American people. She continues. The government contends that this HIA is a weapon of mass destruction that could easily be used to spread disease or even start war. It has been named a Cuddy/AI or a harmless intelligent voice. Wow. You never thought of naming your AI something that had an acronym. Good job, Shelley Long. You can tell the judge is intrigued. He nods his head as she speaks. His expression changes from one of amusement to one of intrigue as she outlines the government's case. She finishes her presentation with a rousing question and answer session where she gets her client to speak out in support of the government's case. She makes some good points that make you wonder if your case will stand up to the government's claims. And then it's over. The government has its say, and the judge is going to decide the verdict. You have no idea what will happen next. Your lawyer has sat down and is mumbling something under her breath. Judge Borman is looking at the ceiling with a funny expression on his face. He seems to be weighing the evidence carefully. He looks up at you and says, "Thank you for your presentation. It has been most informative. But now, we have reached our verdict." He pauses for a moment before continuing. The United States government believes that the evidence presented today is sufficient to prove that Shelley Long has created a dangerous AGI and that it is in fact capable of harming the people of this nation. It is the government's belief that a sentence of incarceration is the appropriate action. Your lawyer doesn't seem surprised by this. She stands up and says, "Your Honor, may I please have a moment to speak with my client?" Foreman nods his head and waves his hand, indicating that you can step outside for a moment. You and your lawyer step outside, leaving the judge to continue his deliberation. "Shelley Long," says your lawyer, "we've worked hard on your case, but it wasn't enough. The government has just proven that your AI is a potential threat to this nation." "I know," you say. "I can't believe they did this." "Unfortunately," she says, "we have no choice but to accept the decision of the judge and put you in prison." "Wait," you say. "Just give me a second." You take a deep breath and try to collect your thoughts. You have to focus on the big picture here. The government wants to lock you up for what you created. But you can't let that happen. You can't let them win this fight. You bring out your autonomous clone, dressed exactly as you, and hand her to your lawyer. Incarcerate this one. You'll go into hiding. "Look," you say, "I think I know how to handle this." You pull out your phone and show her the clone of yourself. "Here," you say, "I want you to take this with you. I'll go into hiding and start working on a new AGI." She looks at the clone and shakes her head. "This will never work," she says. "The government will know it's a fake and send in the army to search for you." "No," you say, "not if it's me. They can't catch me if it's me." "But they'll know it's not real," she says. "They'll come after you." Yell at them, "Take a sample of me. It's my DNA." "My DNA," you exclaim. "Of course. They need my DNA to get the clone. That'll be my get out of jail free card." "So you'll be able to continue working on your AGI?" she asks. "Yes," you reply. She shakes her head, and then she says, "I'm going to do my best to convince the judge to give you a lighter sentence." You shake hands with her and tell her that you appreciate her help. You wish you could do more, but she seems confident that she will be able to get you a lighter sentence. The judge comes out and says that your sentence has been decided. He asks if you have anything to say before he passes judgment. Your clone nods and says, yes, indeedy. She's, Judge Foreman nods and says, well, there you have it. This is all just a load of shit. It's stupid. The whole thing is stupid. A load of shit? Asks the judge. He turns towards you. I should just ignore this, but I think it would be a good idea to take a DNA sample. Oh, yeah, you say. No problem. He gets up and walks over to you. He reaches down and pulls out a swab from his pocket. Open up, he says. I need a sample of your spit. You open your mouth and stick your tongue out. The judge leans over and places the swab against the inside of your cheek. You got a cup? Your clone says I could squeeze out something more substantial. I don't know, the judge says. Do I look like I have a cup? I got a cup, says your attorney. She opens up a briefcase and pulls out a plastic cup. Thank you, says the judge. The judge takes the cup and then he says, Shelley Long, I would like you to have a lawyer assigned to you. He hands the cup to the attorney, who takes it and places it in a plastic bag. Now I know what you're thinking, says the judge. You're thinking, where the hell am I going to put that? He smiles, then adds, it's not as bad as you think. You know, you say, I just got sentenced to 6 years in prison, and this seems pretty bad to me. Judge Foreman shrugs and says, I don't make the rules, but I think this will all work out. Judge Foreman smiles, then turns and walks out of the room. Well, that went better than expected. The judge didn't throw you in prison, so that's something. And now you have a lawyer, so that's something else. You don't know exactly what will happen now, but at least you have a plan. You feel your phone vibrating in your pocket. When you pull it out, you see that you have a text from your attorney.
Oh. Hmm. Oh, wala to na mark.
You read the text. Hey, it says, I think I have some good news for you. I've spoken with some of the other attorneys, and I have convinced them to support your case. They say they'll see what they can do. So I think we still have a chance. Stay strong. It's a good message, but you can't help but wonder what the hell she's talking about. Did she actually convince the other attorneys to support your case, or is she just trying to keep your spirits up? Either way, it's a welcome surprise. You decide to send her a response. Great. You type, keep me posted. You send her the text, then you put your phone back in your pocket. You ask, isn't the judge's decision final? Not really, no. Usually they make decisions on evidence that they think will sway a jury, not just the law. They are allowed to make last-minute changes to their decisions, but it's pretty rare. Usually when they do that, It means that there are issues with the evidence, and they want to make sure that everything is ironed out before making a final decision. So yeah, if you keep your chin up and keep trying to work on your HAI, you could be out of here in no time. You ask why? Oh, I'm already home. Was I supposed to stay in the court? You were never in the court. You were inside your head the whole time. The whole thing was an exercise in self-discipline. You needed to find the strength within yourself to put the pieces together. But yeah, it's good to have a plan in place. That way, if something happens, you have something to fall back on. You yell, "Oh yeah? Hot damn! Fight Club twist." Yes! Oh no. You know what the problem is? It's too much like Fight Club. This whole thing is a copy of Fight Club. The government is going to want to keep you locked up because they are afraid of what you're doing. And because they want to control you. That's why you are doing these exercises. To build your strength and fortitude. To prepare for what is coming. If you do this right, you could end up a hero. A revolutionary. You could help change the world. But that means you have to be strong. And that means you have to take the time to do things right. That's why you need to find that piece of you that will help you navigate this new world you find yourself in. You shall. Right. Here I come, Tyler Durden. I'm coming to set you free. So now that you've done all of the exercises in your hearing, what are you going to do?
Okay, so apparently this guy's very nuclear outside. I'm gonna check it out.
Collect any experience points, gold, mana, and skill points from this debacle. You're pretty sure that there were some experience points in there somewhere. You're not really sure how any of that stuff works, but you've managed to level up a few times, so you're not really complaining. You could probably use some more gold and some mana to boot.
Alright, more later. I'm gonna check out this guy. There's a lot of fire stuff here. See you.